everyone, I'm Shani. I'm an educator, a life coach, and a yoga teacher.
And I'm Laura. I'm a proactive health strategist.
And together we are Doubly Well. Welcome to today's episode, Smart Travel. Laura and I both love to travel. We haven't traveled together yet, but we have some tips for you.
Yeah. So I'm going to start off with food because I can say though that the food is getting a little bit better at the airport and on the not on the airplanes, but at the airport. You can somewhat find something healthy. But my recommendation is bring your own food. Traveling, you can actually even bring a little cooler and you can actually do a frozen, those frozen things that you put in the cooler. I don't really know what those are called, ice packs. And just make sure that when you come back, if your ice pack is not frozen, do not put it in there and carry it. I've gotten them taken. But if they're frozen, they won't take them. So you can bring stuff as long as it's not liquid, So I like to bring avocados. I like to bring chia seeds because I can make chia pudding. One time I brought sardines. My husband said that was evil. Any kind of snacky things. You can bring carrots. You can bring hummus. Might be iffy. I don't know. What's other things that you like to bring on the airplane?
You mean in terms of food?
Yeah.
So I actually like to eat a really big meal before I get on the plane and not eat very much on the plane.
Okay.
But one of my favorite things to bring on the plane is a gluten-free egg sandwich.
Oh, okay.
And I usually bring 3 of them.
That's
also,
awesome.
I do like protein bars, and there are healthier styles and not healthy styles. I found Epic makes some that are like turkey bars and
my husband
bars.
likes the salmon ones.
Yeah, and they make really good lime bars and lemon bars, and they don't have a lot of sugar, and they're really easy to digest. So I like to take those because they're just a quick treat, and they pack light, and they don't take up a lot of room.
Nuts is another good one.
Yeah, but nuts and fruits, when you go to other countries, a lot of times you can't bring them in, so you have to make sure you consume them all before the plane lands.
I've always been able to bring them in.
I haven't. I've had them taken away.
So I guess it depends where you're going. Because I always take them to Indonesia. Long flights can be difficult. Last time I flew to Indonesia, it's a long flight, and one of the stewardesses came up to me at the end of the flight and said, "You're the only one on this plane that has not eaten anything that we have served. What are you doing? And what do you have?" And so I kind of told her, I don't really eat airplane food. This is what I bring and this, that. She ended up being one of my coaching clients. She wanted help with her traveling and how to not eat the airplane food when she travels. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Okay, so let's hop off the topic of food and let's talk about some other things to do. Okay? I like to wear compression socks. I think they help a lot. I notice that I don't get quite as much swelling. I like to bring a travel pillow, not necessarily for the airplane, but I found that when you get to the hotel, those pillows are too big and fluffy for me, and I don't sleep very well. So if I bring my own pillow, that helps a lot. Another thing that works for me to kind of stay with my habits of my nutrition and good sleep and whatever is I bring my own supplements. I take a supplement before bed, and I also take supplements with my food during the day, and I pack those and take them all along with me.
Nice.
We've talked before in another episode about reusability, and taking your own water bottle is awesome. If you bring a big enough water bottle or you fill it right away before you get on the plane, you might not even have to ask for any water from the stewardess either.
And I was just recently flying from San Francisco back to Colorado, and they actually have not just the drinking fountains anymore. They have the whole water bottle thing that you can stick underneath and fill up, and those are great.
They have those at BIA.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
So you could easily do that. You don't even have to buy water.
And then, wear layers. It's easy to warm yourself up, cool yourself down,
Because you never know how the flight's going to be.
Right. Here's a tip that is kind of a strange one, but it's an important one for me. If I wear something like jeans that has a pocket, it kind of makes me not as comfortable because I'm sitting on that kind of fold and sewn place too much, and it kind of like makes my butt go numb and it gives me sciatica and things like that. But if I wear like a dress pants or yoga pants or something without one of those pockets, I do a lot better, and it's easier to sleep too.
I think dressing comfortably is ideal for flights, and comfortable shoes. 'Cause you're doing a lot of walking, you know.
And then, you know, things like earplugs or your headphones where you can listen to music and drown people out is great. You know, if you have a phone or an iPad or something that you can watch shows on if you're going on international trips, that's helpful too, especially if you have a hard time sleeping. And for me, I don't have a sleeping rule around, you know, trying to sleep on an airplane. I usually fall asleep when we're taking off, and then I wake up at some point, and then I'm up for a long time. But, you know, try not to force yourself to sleep even on an international flight. You got to kind of let your body do what your body's going to do.
Yeah, I like to download podcasts and just have those available, or Kindle, you know, so you can read. Yeah, and then, you know, I actually have flown internationally quite a bit to Indonesia and different places, and I have conquered the not getting jet lag. And so my tips on jet lag, if you are going to like far away, let's say Indonesia, it's like a 30-hour difference or something for us. So it's a big change. So when you fly like that and you don't want to get jet lag, then I highly recommend you really cut back on eating any sugar. Really try to up your fat intake more. Omega-3s is fantastic. That's why I bring chia seeds and make like chia pudding. And then when you get there, then let's say when you get there, it's like the middle of the night for you, but really it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon their time. Stay awake. It is so difficult. I am such a sleeper. It is not easy, I will totally admit to you. But if I stay up until at least 8 o'clock and then go to bed, then I am right back on track the next day, and I feel absolutely fine. And I have no jet lag. I'm not tired, nothing. So those are some tips I have that I've experienced myself that have been helpful.
I have another unusual one to share. I like to wear a hoodie when I travel and pull it up over my head, and I kind of feel like things get drowned out a little bit. If you don't like hoodies, you can do it with a scarf also, or you can take a travel blanket and just kind of throw it over your head. But especially if it's too bright out, it's a little too noisy, there's just too much motion and energy going on around you, for whatever reason, if you just kind of cover your head a little bit, it's easier to just be in your own little space. The other thing is, you know, put down the little shelf that you eat on and lay on it, you know.
Oh yeah.
Put your pillow there, or your jacket there, and just lay your head down, especially for people who need to lay down